Hey everybody, it's Jason from the Texas Gun Vault 2, and we're back out here in the garage for another Garage Gun Talk. And this is just one of those casual videos because right now I don't really have a lot to talk about. I was out here in the garage tonight filming the garage portion of my range report on the HK USP 40. And this is linked to the channel from my friend Ed. And while I was out here and filming the video, I decided to get out a few of my other USP variants because I wanted to show different sizes and different options you can get on this pistol. So I wanted to show you those, but while I had one of these out, I formulated a question because often I make videos here on the channel where I answer viewer questions, but sometimes I have a question to ask you. And of course, I'll answer the question that I pose to you as well, so you can know what my answer is, but I'm curious what you're going to say in the comments. But I also brought out my HK USP Compact, this one in 357 SIG. I absolutely love this gun and love the caliber. And I also showed off a USP Tactical, which this is the full size, but with a threaded barrel and suppressor height sights and adjustable sights in the rear. This one's a 9mm, which honestly is a overbuilt gun because these guns were originally designed for 40 Smith & Wesson. So it's chambered down to 9 instead of it being a gun that was 9 and then chambered up to 40. And that's something I talk a lot about when it comes to the USP 40. However, I had one more. Now, it's not technically a variant of the USP. It was developed alongside it, and it shares a lot of the aesthetics of the USP. And it's kind of a really cool and rare gun in my collection. And I get it out from time to time. So I wanted to show it to you. And then I'll tell you what question I formulated regarding this pistol. But here it is. This is the HK Mark 23. Now this is a pistol that was designed in the late 1980s, early 1990s as an offensive handgun. Now, it essentially was developed for U.S. Special Forces, and when you think of a pistol, it's supposed to be a defensive handgun that essentially you use to get to your rifle. This gun was designed to be offensive, and let me tell you, it's huge. Now, the USP full size is a big, big gun. It's a big gun, but compared to the Mark 23, and I think you can see it there, it's small. This thing is gigantic, and some people say it was a pistol that was designed by committee, where the USP has the safety and the decocker all integrated into one. This gun has it separate. So you have your safety and your decocker, but it does look a lot like the USP. Chambered in 45 ACP. Man, this thing is big. It's gigantic. And what's really cool about this particular example, I know some people have Mark 23s out there and they still are in production today. But what makes this one so special is it is a first-year production pistol, so it's from 1996. That's what the date code on it is. And it is one of the first, I'm looking at the number here. Yeah, it's like one of the first 4,000. I think there were 4,000 made in the first year. This is part of the second batch. Unfortunately, it's not part of the first. And the way you would know that is on the side of the slide up here. It says Mark 23. If it was one of the first 2,000, the ARK would be lowercase. This was uppercased. But in that first year, this one was made with the hostile environment finish, where all of these, I'm wrong. It's the marine finish. This is the marine finish. It's more like a painted finish, where all of these are the hostile environment finish, which is probably a more durable finish. But this one is made with the original finish. It also came with the very rare camo HK bag, which I don't have out here on the workbench, and it's unfired. This is a very desirable version of the Mark 23, and when I got it, I didn't even know what I had because I was just in the market for a Mark 23, and I found somebody that was, selling one, and I paid them fair market value for what it is. And then I looked up the date code and found out all the information on this. So this is not just some basic Mark 23. First year production, 1996. like G, yeah. So it's B is 1, C, D, E, F, G. Yes, 6. 96. And it's in the second batch with the original maritime finish and the very rare HK camo bag. And when I discovered that, and then I looked up the prices on these things, I was like, okay, yeah, it was about twice what I paid for it. But as I said, I did not cheat the person who was selling because I had no idea. I just thought it was a basic Mark 23. But I got it out of the safe today to use it in the USP video. So I got it out here. So the question I'm going to ask you is, do you own any guns in your collection that are impractical? Meaning, for example, like there is no way you would ever use that in any foreseeable circumstance. Because that's what I think the Mark 23 is. It's not a practical gun by any measure. I mean, even the USP Tactical here in 9mm, big gun, threaded barrel, I think it's a practical gun. You can take it to the range, put a suppressor on it. You could carry it. It'd be a little bit hard. Now, when it comes to Mark 23, there is no way. There's just no way. The magazines are huge. They're hard to get. They hold 12 rounds of 45 ACP. Yeah, even the thread pitch in this thing is kind of weird. But it's expensive, it's gigantic, and it's impractical. But it's still a cool gun to have in the collection. I never shoot it because it's unfired. It's really just a collectible. But do you own any guns that are impractical? And if so, what are they and why are they impractical? I think we all end up with guns like that in our collection. We get something that we think is going to be really cool. Then we might take it to the range or just look at it and go, you know what? I don't know what the hell I was thinking. Well, I know what I was thinking when I got this. I wanted an HK Mark 23 because it's cool. But if I had another one, I would still say it's impractical. So tell me, do you have any impractical guns? What are they? Why are they impractical? And what purpose do they serve in your collection? You know, that's one of the cool things about gun collecting is because they don't have a shelf life, they kind of mark a certain point in your life. You know, I can go back and open my safe up and look at different guns and think about when I bought that gun and why I bought that gun. Some of them were impulse buys. Some of them were because I needed them to complete part of a collection or whatever. And it takes me back to that moment in time. Gives me a little bit of nostalgia. It was kind of cool watching my first video. I think I posted about that when I got my original channel back. To look and go, oh yeah, I actually had that many guns when I made that video. And I forgot I had that many guns that early on. And on some of those I don't have anymore. Some of them I do. And it was just really cool to see. And some of them I don't feel like I've had for that long. And then I realized I've had since when that video was made, what, 2011, 2012? So it just kind of marks that moment in my life, which was kind of interesting. So anyway, that's all I got for you tonight. Nothing groundbreaking. Just wanted to talk guns before I go put this one back in the safe. So tell me, what gun do you have that is impractical and why? So there you go. So if you watch to the end of today's video, the word of the day is... I know you think I'm going to say impractical, but that is not the word of the day. It's going to be... committee. Committee is the word of the day because everyone says the Mark 23 was designed by committee because the story of it and its development is really kind of weird. You really should look it up. It's fascinating. But this might be the most tested handgun in history. So that's all I got for you. So, thanks for joining me here in the garage. And, as always, thanks for watching.